Welcome back, everyone, to Wizard of Legend on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. And in this episode, we'll be finishing up this. Well, it was supposed to be a mono ice run, but then we ended up getting, a lightning spell and a fire spell. So, and we're still, leaning pretty heavily on the Sanguine Attire.
Ice, lightning.
I love being able to
Thunder,
do that, though, against the
blizzard.
Colossi. So what happened there specifically is the Colossus jump tries to home in on where you are, but unfortunately for it, if you dash over a pit while it's jumping, it will attempt to follow you, and it may actually throw itself into the pit from doing so.
Reminds me of Golden Axe, luring the enemies to their doom because they're too stupid to avoid the pits.
And yes, as annotation Gerdat mentions here, I promise that I can play the game without leaning on Sanguine. But getting Sanguine, even on accident throughout a run, is just so satisfying to play with, because now I can be a little bit more reckless and frenetic and still get rewards for it.
Yeah, this dominant strategy is not the only strategy, it's just the best one.
So what's new in the world of Cloud as we continue to go through the Ice Fortress?
Suddenly realizing how much this game reminds me of Game Boy style Pokemon, because it must be the isometric view.
I mean, the isometric view is very important in Pokemon. It's why a lot of people think that Generation 6 is the turning point between good Pokemon and bad Pokemon, because the shift to full 3D is just something that makes it so it takes far more resources in order to make the models for Pokemon significantly more appealing than the 2D animations do.
It's funny you mention that, because I reckon, back in the good old 90s, that the similar argument could have been made for the Mario series, that, Super Mario 64 was the beginning of the end, because it was, by nature, a departure from just 2D Mario on Super Nintendo.
Well, even though I would say that, a majority of other people very specifically would not. I am of the opinion that Super Mario World is actually a significantly better and more fun experience than Super Mario 64 is. Hey,
right,
no.
And that's why, to this day, Nintendo is still putting out 2D style Mario games, is because people are demanding 2D Mario style, even though 3D is available.
The analytical module. Anything we want to get rid of?
Monocle. Sounds like you need a monocle, Mr. Gerdat. They almost broke my favorite monocle.
A monocle would not actually help me see that much, so.
I mean, it is just one lens.
Alright, 98, 99, and 100. There we go.
Nice. We have explored 100% of the map.
Even though there are still a lot of doodads to kill, and even a fucking encounter to do.
Monster room.
Thankfully, it's not actually a monster house, because I'm trying to think, how would Wizard of Legend do monster houses?
I mean, it does, because it locks you into a room with a bunch of dudes.
But the thing is, these aren't traditional. These aren't traditional. These aren't the traditional Mystery Dungeon style monster houses that actually have a good chance of killing you. These are a small amount of enemies that you can usually quite easily take care of.
Right, so it's closer to Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past than the Mystery Dungeon monster house.
Yeah.
When Link enters the dungeon, and then the gate seals behind him, he is alarmed, and he turns his back to find that indeed he is screwed unless he can escape a deadly enemy encounter.
All right. So nothing else that we want to buy. Let us go and attempt to deal with yeah, Freya. Freya is the Ice Witch.
Freya weeps upon her frozen throne.
Spear. The tier 3 Freya is honestly not one of the scarier of the elemental mini bosses that we end up fighting. She is significantly faster. And that can be an issue. That can be an issue for most people. But I personally find that if once you have the ability to figure out where ice spears and the cascade of bubbles get thrown at you, you should have a much easier time with her.
Remember, taunts are for human players against human players. AI that taunts should get slapped in retaliation.
Yes.
Human players that taunt AI should get whacked in retaliation.
Snowflake chakram for the win. Ooh, rock and roll. Rock and roll is honestly a really cool Earth Arcana. It's not one that I'm pretty sure it's not one that we're going to actually use against Sura.
Earth Arcana. Because it's a rock.
Yes.
It's not a boulder. It's a rock. It's a rock.
All right. So when it comes to the non-elemental chaos forces, I'm not entirely sure which I personally find the most threatening. I think it actually is the Chaos Mages themselves that I find the most threatening, simply because they have got the ability to teleport around and deal the wave of Chaos Magic at you, which ends up doing that to me. You know, just hitting me multiple times when I don't know, and I really should be able to place myself in better situations than that.
Not knowing where to stand during a chaotic situation sounds like chaos to me.
Yes. All right, what we got here? We got the Merchant's card, which I would like to get.
It's a book.
Okay, yeah, we can get rid of the pandemic pouch in order to pick up the Merchant's card.
Give me life.
Actually,
yes.
we bought the potion instead. Oh well. All right, come on, Sura. We have returned.
Let us begin the final challenge.
With first by taking down your avatar. I am using my Flare Blitz attack significantly more than I thought I would end up using it. But it's still not honestly an attack that I'm actually happy that I ended up picking up. But we did take down the Avatar stage without taking any damage. So who am I to complain? You know.
Exactly. Well, actually, it's not entirely true. You did take damage. You recovered some health.
2, 3.
Or you entered the boss arena with less than a full health bar, and now your health bar is full.
Ouch.
Earth Kana. Fire Kana. Ice Kana. Laser Kana.
Dang it.
He's the master of them all. He knows your powers better than you do.
He does, actually. Which is why he's got the ability to dodge my stuff right as I'm casting it. Yeah.
Real Wesker-like approach to boss design. Because that was Wesker's thing. If you try shooting Wesker, then he just dodges the bullet unless he can't see you.
right, are we gonna get it, Mr. Cloud? Yes! We have successfully
Nice.
slain a Sura. Woohoo!
Enough with this level of skill and power.
We are
Without
certainly the
doubt.
Wizard of Legend. Whoosh.
I'm happy for you. Thank you for defeating me, player. You win the game.
Indeed.
Here's $1,000.
So, what's the Chaos Arcana that we're gonna get this time? Because as I mentioned
friends,
previously,
assemble.
every time you beat Sura, he gives you the Insignia of Legend again, and he also gives you specifically the a Chaos Arcana. Which one did we get? We got Astral Dissonance. It's
Nice.
a pretty cool one, to be perfectly honest. It's also one that I'm very bad with.
Thank you for kicking my ass.
Yes, so after this run, as Annotation Gerdat mentions here, I decided to go off-screen in order to finish doing the rest of the grinding that we need, because I specifically want to show off a bunch of endgame builds that I think are really, really cool, even if I'm not actually all that good at using them. So,
The library is about to close, Sonny.
well, the museum is about to close. Yeah, we didn't use pretty much any of the NPCs this time. We got rock and roll, and we never showed it off. These are the relics that we got, including the fiery paintbrush.
It's been a long time since I rock and roll.
All right, so I don't think that we're buying any more cloaks, right? Because from here we're just after some specific relics.
Talk about a cloaks encounter.
Merchant's card is nice. Fountain pen is okay.
A leaf. A dice. Death spray. A coffee pot. Something on fire. The wild card. A glove to slap you with. Sparklers.
The basic Flame Cross Arcana. Still not what we're looking for, though. In the next episode, I'm pretty sure we're skipping our grind. Be safe, everybody.